Alright everybody, what is going on? I figured I would do a video here for Super EZA Goku Black right now on Global. Now, of course, it's not a good time to do a showcase for him because his team isn't complete yet, and we don't have fights right now to really showcase units. But here in a few more weeks, things will be caught up a little bit over on Global. We'll have Broly's team in the game, we'll have the 9th anniversary fights, and everything will be a lot better. So that is coming soon, but since I didn't actually do a traditional calc video for Goku Black, I figured what I would do is I would kind of get some scenarios here. We would talk about the calculations for him, and we would just kind of show him in a bunch of different scenarios here. So one of the main reasons I didn't do a calculation video for him is because he is kind of a nuking unit. And by kind of, I mean he is a complete nuking unit. So that is going to cause him to vary a lot in his kit. So, you know, it's like you could do calcs for 3 orbs, 4 orbs, 5 orbs, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, all the way up to 23, right? This guy's defense is going to vary anywhere between getting 1 and 23 orbs, which is the total on the field. So I just felt as though there's nothing consistent for this guy. I didn't really want to make up an average until I really saw him in game and saw how he was going to do. So I figured that's what we're going to do here, is just kind of, you know, get some actual turns in, talk about his defense, and we're just going to kind of go over how you would calculate it. So you can see right here, Goku Black is at 85,800 defense at the start of turn. If I go ahead and switch over to this screen right here, and let me switch to this so it's easier to see the number, right now what Goku Black is getting is just his stats, as well as this. So he gives Extreme Class allies 3 key and 30% defense. This is the only actual start of turn buff that he has. The other defensive buffs in his passive are right here. He gets key +1 and then attack and defense plus 30% up to 150 with each attack received. And then right here, he gets 50% attack and defense per key sphere obtained. This will also add to his start of turn bucket, where this phase right here is calculated. So you have a baseline 30. Let's say you collect 10 orbs. That'll put him at 500% here. So you'll have 530% if you were to get 10 orbs. And then you get 150% defense when attacking. That means it goes in the same phase as this, with 3 or more key spheres obtained. So in total, you got this 150 and this 150. Once this is fully built up, that would be a total of a 300% multiplicative buff. And then you have this 30% plus however many orbs you get. Additionally, he does create his own key spheres whenever there's a Goku family category enemy, and he also gets 10% attack and defense extra per key sphere when that is activated, or when all allies in the same turn are super bosses. So because like right now we have the Zamasus all on rotation right here, these are all super bosses category allies. So we would be getting 60% per orb instead of 50% per orb right here. So if we were to get 10 orbs on this turn, we would have a start of turn 630%. So, you know, 50, 10, 60 times 10 is 600, plus 30 from the support, so 630% potentially with 10 orbs. And then we're probably going to get fully built up right here. You can see we got the like 6 attacks right here, and then we can't dodge. Now, if we get sealed, we're not going to get to see his attack stat, but at least defensively we'll be fully built up. So let's go ahead and just calculate this right here. So we can get a total of 8 orbs right here. So I'm going to go ahead and grab those, and you're going to see Goku Black jumps up to 402,600 defense. Let me go ahead and calculate that, and we'll talk about that a little bit. Alright, so I kind of have this template set up over here on the side, and I figured I would go ahead and walk you guys through exactly how I would calculate this if I were going to do it, so you guys can see exactly what I have here. So the first thing we're going to start out with, as always, is the defensive stat. 10,560 is Goku Black's defensive stat. Now, he does have several 200% leaders. We are on Fusion Zamasus right here. So let's go ahead and go back to here. So under a 200% leader skill, you're getting a total of a 400% buff because you have 2 of them activated. So that would be 200 plus 200 obviously is 400%. Now, 400% of, you know, 10, like if you were to write 400% as a, you know, whole number or whatever, it would be 4. So you would take 10,560 times 4, right? Well, that's not entirely correct, because this 42,240 is the buff that we're getting, right? We have to include this 10,560. So in order to include this, which this is the base, in order to include that, we instead do times 5. That's why we do times 5 here instead of times 4. Times 4 is simply giving us the buff that we're getting. It's not giving us our total defense with the buff, if that makes sense. So then we do have our links. The only link we have activated right now is Big Bad Bosses in terms of defense. He only has 2, if I can click on it, hello, there we go. He only has 2 defensive links. He has Prepared for Battle and Big Bad Bosses. Big Bad Bosses gives a total of 25%. And this is where it's a little bit easier to talk about the base. So now our base is 52,800. So if we were to take the 25% for Big Bad Bosses, that written as like a whole number, or as, you know, however you want to call it, would be 0.25, right? So you would do this times 0.25. And again, our defense doesn't go down to 13,200. It increases by 13,200. So again, we have to include the base. So instead of doing just times 0.25, we do times 1.25 instead to include that. So now we're up to 66,000 defense. Now you guys saw that we got 8 orbs on this rotation. So we would take this, right, our 66,000. And what I would do is I would say 1, right? Because that's our base. Because this formula is going to be a little bit more complicated than the others, I'm going to say 1 plus, and then I'm going to do a parenthesis, and I'm going to say 8 orbs times 0.6, which would be 60% per orb, plus 0.3. That's how I would do this right here. That way, if you were to change this, if you were to run this formula again, all you would have to do is change the 8 to the exact number of orbs that you've gotten. So as soon as I hit enter here, we should, if I've done this correctly, be at the 402,600. Okay, I did this wrong. Hello? Oh, I forgot to do that times. There we go. Boom. 402,600. So that's exactly what we have on this side. So that's my bad. I forgot to put the multiplication sign in there. That's my bad. So 66,000 multiplied by 1 plus, and then in parentheses, 8 times 0.6 plus 0.3. So this 0.3 is the support. That's that 30% support. This is the 60% per orb. We got 8 orbs. And then this one right here includes the base of 66,000. So now we're up to 402,600, which can be verified by my defensive calc over here. Now, because we got 3 orbs, we're going to get the 150% when we attack. So we would take this and multiply by 2.5, right? Well, actually, let me flip these. Let me do this one here. Let me do this. This will be better. So right now we're not fully built up, right? So we would take this times 1, basically, right? So because we don't have any buildup at the moment, that's where we're at. We're still at the 402,600 because we would actually see this step activate at the start of turn once it's built up. So that's where we would see this. Whereas here, we're not actually ever going to be able to see this number. We're going to take this right here. Well, how do I want to do this? How would I calculate this? So in order for this formula to work, because we would have to take this... Oh. I don't know why it's jumping up there, but we would take this number right here, the 402,600, and we would have to divide out any stacks that we've gotten to this point. We haven't gotten any, so it would just be divided by 1. That's kind of what would happen right here. So the reason we have to do this is because these 2 buffs right here are in the same phase. And so we don't get, like, a lot of people would just assume that you take this, multiply by 2.5 whenever you're fully built up, and then take this and multiply by 2.5 again. That's not what you do. In total, once these buffs are both activated, they're going to give you a total boost of 300%. So what you would be if you were fully built up, so let's say we've taken all 5 of our hits, we would multiply by 2.5 right here. And so at start of turn, we would be at 1,006,500 defense at the start of turn after we have received all of our hits. This is what we would see. Then what we would have to do is take this number right here, divide out the 2.5, because that's what we have activated already, and then we would have to multiply... Okay, I don't know why it put it at the beginning there. Do do this, and then let's see if that fixes it. Okay, and then we would have to multiply by 4. The reason we multiply by 4... I don't know why the Google isn't working. The reason we multiply by 4 is because that's the total boost of this built up. So what we're doing is we're taking the 1 million, we're dividing back down to the 402,600. So we're removing this buff right here. And then we're adding it back in. So this 4 right here, what that is 1 plus 2.5, or I'm sorry, 1 plus 1.5 plus 1.5. Because that would be the base, plus the 150% buildup, plus the 150% with 3 orbs. That's what that would be right there. And so in total, after we're fully built up on this exact same rotation and after attacking, we would be at 1.6 million defense with 8 orbs. That's how this would like totally work out. Now on this turn, because we don't actually have we don't have the hits in yet, we would be at this after attacking. But we're going to get a few hits in, so it's not going to be the full build up. So this would be our max possible defense on this turn if we were able to get a super attack off and we took all of our hits. So on the next turn, this is what I'm expecting to see. Do we have any support coming onto the next rotation? I didn't really check to see. We do have PHY coming onto the next rotation. I believe she gives 37, or is it 39? She might give 39% support. 39% support is what she gives. So whenever PHY is on rotation, we'll go to this 402,600 and see where we have plus 0.3. We would also have plus 0.39 for PHY's support. And so this is the number on next rotation that I'm expecting to see. Is this 1,070,850 if we get 8 orbs again. Now this will obviously change depending on the number of orbs that we get, but that's what I'm going to be expecting to see. So that's kind of how this all works out. I know it's a little bit complicated. Let me know if you have questions about how this is all calculated, but know that this is your basic framework of what's happening. You start with your defensive stat, multiply by 5, you take big bad bosses, so you multiply by 1.25, and then from there, you kind of have to run this more complicated formula, which it's not really that bad. Again, it's the base, plus the however many orbs you get, times the buff. Remember that this could be, this is actually going to be 50% next turn. So what I just said about PHY, it's actually going to be a little bit less because we're going to be getting less defense per orb because we're not going to be on a full super bosses rotation. So scratch what I just said. I forgot to account for that. So if we got 8 orbs next turn, this is what we would be at. And then we get the 30% support from our passive, and then we're going to have PHY's 39% support. And then once we're fully built up, we take this number right here, whatever it ends up being, we multiply by 2.5 because we get a total boost of 150% after we've received 5 attacks. And then in order to calculate how much we're getting on super attack, we first have to divide out this 150%, and then we multiply by a total boost of 300%, which would be times 4 in order to include the base again. So again, let me know if you guys have questions about this. I know it's a little bit complicated, but that's how this is all shaking up. I know, again, it's a little bit weird, it's a little bit funky, but that's what's happening. So, you know, give me your thoughts. Let me know if there's any concerns that you have. But if we get 8 orbs again, this is what we'll see. But we'll go over this whenever we get there. So I know that was a really long explanation here. That was a nice 13 minutes. But let's go ahead. We'll get footage here and actually see what he does. And we're probably going to get stunned here. More than likely, the super attack is going to be just like right here. But we will see. We will see. So, nice. We actually do get a super attack off. So 16 million is what we get up to right there. We do get a nice crit. And then we do greatly lower attack, which is nice. And then here's the super attack. We're going to be able to tank this just fine. We greatly lowers attack, and we're fully built up pretty much at this point. So, yeah, we're looking really good. Now, Goku Black does also build up some crit chance, but I think it's like really slowly. Yeah, he gets 20% chance to crit every time he receives 3 attacks in battle. So I guess we got hit like 6 times right there, I think. So we have 2 of those. Well, I guess it doesn't cap, does it? So you need to get hit 15 times, and we've been hit 6. So I'm going to go ahead and cut right here. We'll come back on next rotation, and we'll talk about him a little bit more. Hopefully we survive this rotation, because I've been having pretty bad luck. Whew, all right, well, we made it. And we can... How many orbs can we get? Oh, no, hang on. We can get 6. Okay, so let's go back over to our formula. And let's do a little bit of some math in here. So again, 10, 560, 200% leader skill, big bad bosses. All of that is still the same. Now start a turn right now. We don't have any orbs actually. We have 0. We have none orbs right here. So let's make this right here a 0. So we're not getting any. So boom. So that's what we should be at the start of turn is 111, 540. Let's see. No. Oh, wait. No, I'm sorry. 278, 850 because we've gotten our full build-up. Yeah, so there we go. Listen, my spreadsheet is working, guys. Look. There we go. 278, 850. That's because we're fully built up. So now, let's say, I believe, what do we say? We can get 6 orbs. So we can get 6 orbs right here. So if we go back to our formula, this 0 right here is going to become a 6. And so we're going to jump up to 773, 850. Let's go ahead and grab those and prove myself correct. Boom, 77.3, 850, perfectly on the dot. So then again, after we super attack, we're going to be at 1.2 million defense right here. Again, that's pretty good. And by pretty good, I mean, you know, it's good against normals. It's going to be okay against normals. He's not meant to be a slot 1 unit. I'm putting him here just so that he can get his hits in. But yeah, there we go. 16 million attack stat. Again, we're going to greatly lower right here. I haven't shown my build yet for this guy. I guess I could, on the next rotation, go ahead and show my build. So you guys have kind of seen the calcs now. Let me know if you have any questions about how they work. But I think now, after you guys kind of see it in, like, full force now, you guys could set up a formula like this. Like, you can build this exact kind of, like, little spreadsheet. And you can set up these numbers to do what you need them to, again, to just work it out exactly as I did for Goku Black. You know, if you have to make a different spreadsheet for every unit that you do until you figure out what's going on, I understand. But once you kind of get the idea of where these buffs are activating and in what phase, then you can really start to figure this stuff out on your own. So if we were to look at buckets right here, this is a bucket with our start of turn. That's why all of this stuff is in the same line right here. And it's just easier to do it this way. These two are in the same bucket as well. The only reason I break these out separately is because you can actually see this buff. So I like to separate it out because this is a number that I can tie back to on my phone right here that you guys can actually see. You guys just kind of got to trust me that this is the actual number that we have for our defense after we attack, just because we can't see this. But if we were able to see his on super attack defense, this is the number that you would have seen. So take my word for it a little bit that these two buffs are together, which is why we're having to do this little bit of a more complicated formula right here. Technically, you don't have to do it like this. This is just how I'm deciding to show it to you guys so that you understand what's happening. We're taking this buff right here that we see start a turn. We're dividing out the full buildup, and then we're multiplying it by the base, plus that full buildup again, but plus the 150 that we get with 3 key spheres. That's why I have it broken out like this. So let me know if this makes sense to you guys. Let me know if you have any questions about this, but that's kind of what we got going on with Goku Black. So I'll cut again. We'll come back. We'll just get a few more turns with him. You know, nothing super crazy going on with this guy, but, you know, I just wanted to get you guys some footage so that you know, can kind of get a feel for what's going on. All right, we're back on rotation with Goku Black, and we do have Broly, Chi-Lai, and Limo here, so I am going to have to prioritize them first, if possible. Not looking possible, so that's really good. What do we want to do here? Let me grab... Well, let's put Fusion Zamasu in slot 1 first of all. Let's grab these. Can we get 7 orbs? We can. Okay. Let me grab these and see what happens. We have to be able to get 7 with Broly, Chi-Lai, and Limo. Okay, we still can. Very good. All right, Broly, Chi-Lai, and Limo have their guaranteed dodging, so we're going to be okay right here. Goku Black's going to be a little bit lower defensively, but we should be fine. I didn't actually show his defense. That's my bad. But we should be fine right here. I'm not super concerned about it. If he ate a super attack, we might... I don't know if we die... Oh, we might. I mean, he doesn't have any sort of dodge or damage reduction. I still haven't shown my build for him. That's my bad. I'll show it at the end of this turn. Wow. Okay, so we just got a dodge right there from Goku Black. I want you guys to know that mine has, like, 2 dodge. He has, like, 2 dodge from a silver equipment. Oh, we got an additional. That's really good. I believe mine is mostly additional, so that is great. And you can see that those crits are starting to really come in now. Yeah, that's really, really, really good. I didn't want to give my Goku Black too much dodge because I really, like, in my eyes, if I get unlucky and he eats a super attack, I'm just going to have to deal with that. Like, you know, it could save a run potentially, but I think at the end of the day, I'm just gonna have to get over that. Like it's just gonna be one of those things. It's just like, well, you know, it is what it is. So here's my build. I'm just going to go ahead and show you guys this real quick. So we have 20 additional, 15 crit, and 2 dodge. I feel pretty comfortable with this. You know, we'll see once the 9th anniversary comes out if I want to change it. But again, my thought is like, I want him to be able to maybe, like, I mean, this is such a Hail Mary shot, but I really just want him to, I want him to additional, truthfully. But my thought is if he gets caught by a super attack, I'm probably going to lose anyway. Like, I don't want to trust a 15% chance to, like, dodge or something, because I wouldn't give this guy full dodge. Even though he only needs to get hit 5 times, which isn't that many, I'd rather him just get fully built up. So, we'll be right back. We should be fine on this rotation, hopefully. All right, here we are again, probably with our final rotation of this video right here. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed me kind of going over the calcs a little bit here. I know I'm a little bit sporadic and I'm not the absolute best at explaining things, but hopefully you guys could understand kind of what I was getting at in this video. Again, I apologize for my own shortcomings here. I know that sometimes the way I operate is my brain kind of just... Like, I can see the numbers in my mind, and sometimes just conveying it to people can be a bit of a challenge for me, especially over, like, if I feel like if I was to sit down with someone and, like, walk them through the steps and, like, look them in the eyes, I could explain it better because they could, like, see what I'm pointing at and understand it a little bit better. I don't know. But, like, whenever I'm working over this and you guys can't actively do this with me, I figure it's, like, a little bit harder for you to understand why it is, especially because you can't actively ask questions, right? I can try to respond to them in real time over a comment, but sometimes trying to understand exactly what I'm saying can be a little bit of a challenge. So, anyway, let's go ahead. We'll go ahead and grab Goku Black, his orbs first. So we can get 9 right here. I mean, that's a lot. So let's go ahead and grab those. We're just going to throw him slot 1 right here. And there we are at 1.0 or 1.1 million defense right there. Very, very good. And then we can go ahead and activate one of these. I'll activate the friend because I'm not sure how he's built instead of mine, because mine does have the full dodge build should we need it. I don't know what the friends is. I've always felt that the full dodge build on Zamasu was the best build for him. So let's go ahead and grab those. That'll be great. And then let's grab... let's just grab, like, this 1 int orb. No need to be greedy here. So, yeah, Goku Black is getting the worldwide chaos support right here from the Fusion Zamasu, so that's why our defense jumped up a little bit more. So we're already at 1.2 million. And, again, I'm pretty sure this is going to be the final rotation of the video. We should survive the super attack well. We'll see. But again, we have 1.2 million defense. We are type advantage, so I'm not super concerned about this super attack from Omega. Took a little bit of damage there, but part of that's just from the nuking effect. Nobody else on this rotation is going to take damage from anything, so that's really good. Awesome. Very nice. Very nice. Oh, and then we're built up a little bit more. So we shoot out a 23 million attack set with pretty much a guaranteed crit at this point, right? I don't know how many hits we've taken. Oh, we doubled. Very good. 23 million again. And then there's another crit. So we just evaporated this man's HP bar. So, you know, Goku Black does fit in well with super bosses. He is supporting them, which is really good. And then he's doing a lot of damage. You know, what you want out of a super bosses unit right now is you need... Like, a unit like Goku Black just needs to be able to survive normals and do a lot of damage. That's really what you want out of him. And I would say that he does fit that bill, you know, and he does support. Like, the support is just like this nice extra cherry on top, you know, especially with super bosses where it's a category filled with a bunch of random units, you know. Like, it's just like a bunch of, like, Jiren, Fusion Zamasu, Hit. Eventually we'll have Moro on here. We've got, you know, Broly. We've got Frieza. We've got, you know, all these random super bosses units, right? Like, just all over the place. So to have a unit like Goku Black that's just giving a base 3 key, the key by itself is really good, but then the extra defense support is obviously even better. So let me know what you guys think about this guy. Thank you all again so much for watching. I really, really do appreciate it. Let me know if you guys have any questions related to the calcs. Let me know if you have any questions related to just, you know, this Goku Black in general. Let me know if there's any, like, specific showcase fight that you are looking forward to me showcasing him in eventually. One of these days, you know, we're going to have, like, the full Super Bosses team. So let me know what fight you're most looking forward to seeing this guy in. Again, thank you all so much for watching. I figure we let Broly, Chi-Lai, and Limo shine a little bit here at the end. We'll let Rose do some damage, and then we will end the video. So let me know what you guys think. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you all in the next one.